Hello Leo, this is Olivia from Doss Tarot. I'm here to do a reading for you for August the 17th through the 21st. I did go ahead and pull two of the cards fell out when I was shuffling for your Soul's Journey card. And it was interesting that both of them fell out as they did. It says the first one is regret. I know that I cannot change the past. And the second one is relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. It sounds to me right off the bat when I read that it feels like a breakup. Like saying something's ending, for instance. It could be, I have a feeling it's with a person because of the Six of Cups here. Regret talks about knowing that there's people that are going to come and go throughout your life. Some are going to be there for, a short time. Some might be there for a longer time. Some people might even be in your life forever. But this is telling me that there's something different on this related to this card, because this one talks about just to be aware that you know that there are going to be a lot of people that have different things to say or different lessons to teach you. And that's what this world is basically all about, is we come into this world to learn lessons and then we move on. But now that doesn't always mean you move from one relationship to the other to the other. I mean, it might be for some people. It might be that way. It just all depends on who you are. The first card out was the Star, which is an Aquarius card, and this is Leo. And the Ace of Swords in reverse tells me there's something that hasn't been said, something that needs to be said to clear the air so that there's freedom. And the Knight of Wands talks about, there's possibility that there's some messages that have gotten lost, maybe communications has broken down, and a partnership. Somebody that's very charismatic, but to also be aware that sometimes they take things a little too fast, and you'll have to decipher that for what that means to you. The Two of Pentacles tells me that somebody here has been juggling between two things or two people or something, some kind of it's balanced, but it's not going to be sustainable, trying to balance something. And then the Strength card tells me that for sure there's a lack of strength, a lack of courage, which kind of relate to one another. And I'm wondering if this is a person, Aquarius, and this is somebody that has been in your life, Leo. And then with the Six of Cups, this talks about somebody from your past. Or some kind of, maybe it's just reminiscent about maybe good times that if this is two people that were together at one time, and it's kind of iffy right now, there could be some reminiscent about the fun times and, things of that nature in a relationship. Okay. Oh, and then on the bottom of the deck, the Moon. Moon's been coming up in a lot of readings. The Moon talks about there's some kind of secret that has not been revealed. And to me, that explains why the Ace of Swords is in reverse. Somebody's holding back on sharing something that needs to be revealed. And it might be hurtful, and that might be why it's not happening. Or it might be different than what the other person thinks. It can be anything, but let's clarify and see what we find out. Let the investigation begin. Okay. All right, let's clarify the Star. Why is the Star here? Okay. Somebody's in hangman mode. Somebody's still trying to gather an enlightenment from the divine to know probably to know in what direction do I need to go. To me, that makes sense. I think that the Star already sees everything as it is, but now it's like, how do I handle it from here? Is this the person that's breaking off the relationship? Is this you, Leo? I would say this is you because it's a fire sign, but you guys can switch it out accordingly. And remember, this is Leo too. Somebody's been manifesting and in hangman mode. Boy, that's really dragging out something. That's like dragging out a dream come true, because she does talk about a wish come true. The Star card. It's a blessing and healing and hope. Is somebody wishing for that and trying to manifest it at the same time and hoping that the divine will enlighten them on what to do next? Let's clarify the Ace of Swords in reverse. Temperance is here. And Temperance is in the upright, which tells me there is a possibility that this union could come back together. But it's probably going to have to it's going to take some truth to come out from somebody or both partners. Oh, and then we got the Knight of Wands again. Again, this talks about somebody that's very charismatic. They like to talk a lot. But sometimes they get things going and it's too fast. They move too fast. They want everything to happen now. It's almost an impulsiveness. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands. So there is a possibility that there could be a reunion here. But now the Knight of Wands is showing that they're giving up any hope for anything to come through. And I think this is you, Leo. I really think this is you. Because it's a fire sign and it's next to Leo. I'm just saying. But with the Three of Wands in reverse, somebody's given up. They're not expecting anything. But somebody is. Oh, and as far as the Knight of Wands is telling me that yes, at one time this was a relationship, and yes, we were going to make it more than what it was, and it's not anymore. It's a break. And it is more than likely with the Six of Cups and the Lovers, this was a soulmate connection. And you know, this talks also about sometimes when we get into all these different relationships, it's mainly because we're getting into contact with people that we knew before we came into this earth. If you believe in incarnation, there's people that get together before they come to earth and they make a contract with one another that says, okay, when we meet up, let's do this and that and this. And it's signed in a contract. Now, when they get to earth, when they carnate in, that is when they lose all of their memory about all of that stuff, and then they eventually meet each other through the divine working the two together. Eventually they meet each other, they work through that contract that they agreed to with one another unknowingly. They don't remember any of this. This is unknowingly. And then once they get done with that contract, they need to go their separate ways and quit trying to hang on to something or manifest. And this don't necessarily mean that they're manifesting it. We might have to get another card here. But for sure, the Knight of Wands is saying it's done. It's a break. I'm not expecting anything. It's over. In the Two of Pentacles, this could be somebody was juggling another person or a situation. There's not going to be any good news coming in from the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is actually, I believe this is you, Leo. Somebody is still wanting to cling on to this relationship. The Star. Somebody in this row here still this is one person. And I think it's your person, Leo. I don't think it's you. I just don't feel it. And they're coming in. The news is, we're over. We're done. Let's go our separate ways. And somebody forgot about the contract, because once they get to earth, that memory gets erased. Chariot in reverse. This tells me it's a dead stop. It's capiche. Done. Done, done, done. It's over. It could be you, Leo. It could be you. I don't know for sure. But usually when I read the cards, this mirrors this. This one usually mirrors this. And sometimes this will mirror each other too. Not always here, but for sure here and here. So, it's over. Somebody needs to get that through their head. I know it's easy for me to sit here and say, do that. And I'm just telling you what I see in the cards. I don't make this up. I just read what I see. And it's telling me that this needs to end. Even though I think the reason why temperance is here is because there needs to be a truth spoken from somebody. And it's not happening. And it might have something to do with you, Leo. You need to reveal to this person that it was never a love connection. Well, I can't say that either. I think, Leo, you need to tell this person it was just for fun. That's what it feels like. It's just for fun. I mean, we've got 2 Knights of Wands, right? And they're both in the upright, and we know what they're good for. They call them the in and out man. And it could be something to do with that in the Aquarius. Let's clarify the Strength card here. There's an injustice. And I know why. Remember, I said these two mirror each other. As long as that Ace of Swords is still in the reverse, until that goes in the upright, it's going to be considered an injustice against you, Leo. And that could cause karma. Or it could be for your person too. And somebody's hurt really bad. I think it's your person that's cutting everything out. I think, Leo, it could be you still hanging on. But your person hasn't spoken the truth about the way they feel about the relationship. There is a big regret here. I know that I cannot change the past. But you can change the present and the future by moving on. Don't let something like this, no matter who it is, either partner, don't let it drag you down and keep you blocked from receiving other goods from the divine. Because he loves to reward us when we do the right thing. But this right now is an injustice. Because it's not ended. It's still in limbo. There's not a final cut. Let's clarify the Six of Cups. Oh, the good times. Fun. Probably inner child was out for you two. And the sun was always shining on your backs. Now, isn't that funny? We get the Wheel of Fortune now. So whoever is ending this is going to get the Wheel of Fortune. And to me, as far as I'm concerned, the way I would read this, it's going to be both people. It's going to be both. Because this goes this way, and it goes this way. Oh. And the moon is probably saying the same thing. We need to get the truth out. Somebody needs to talk. Somebody needs to speak the actual words. Let's clarify the moon. And it's whoever the Queen of Cups is, and I bet it's the star. Feminine energy, feminine energy. Oh, and it's going to be hurtful. Well, this Queen of Cups needs to speak the truth. And you know what, in reality, it could absolutely be that it's still joined, but it's just not, it's fallen apart. And what needs to happen now is one or the other or both of you need to talk and make that final decision. Are we together or are we apart? Are we together or are we apart? One or the other. Potential outcome for this reading. There's no strength here still. And see, we have the strength in reverse here also. There's no strength. There's no courage. Neither one of you want to say that it's over. And I feel like it's over. It was a really tight bond. It was a soulmate connection. Who wants to break that, right? But the soulmate just means you guys knew each other from before you came to Earth. There's something to do with the Queen of Wands. It could, this, you know, I thought about this, Two of Pentacles. This is like juggling two things. Maybe the Knight of Wands is maybe involved with another relationship. And if that's the case, that truly is an injustice. That's an injustice that causes karma. Which means whoever this person is, they don't have the courage to speak about it. They need to tell this person that you don't need to be doing this. That if you're in a relationship, if you're in a union with another person, let me go. Let me go. It feels like a three-party, but I don't have any threes other than the one here. But it could be just enough. Whatever happens here, it doesn't matter. It's definitely over. This is a death without a rebirth. It's the end of a situation that cannot be rebirthed. It's done. It's hard and hateful, and it brings sorrow and sadness, but it needs to be complete. And the last card. It's over. And you guys need to apologize to one another for dragging it out so long. Because this is a continuous battle. But in the reverse, somebody is going to end it. This is a final ending and an apology and a regret. And it's time to move on. On the bottom of the deck, the clarifying deck, is the Three of Swords, which tells me that for sure it's going to be hurtful. Probably for both. And real quick, I meant to get one of these ready. I've been trying to pull one of these before I start the reading. Because there's a lot of times when I'm not sure if it's going to be work or... And these oracle cards, even though they're called Lovers Oracles, they have some really good advice. So what is the advice that Leo needs to hear? What is the most important advice? One card, please. One card for Leo. It says, sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. And I talked about that. These two people need to come together because it's sacred. It's a soulmate connection. Who breaks a soulmate connection? I don't know. It's definitely, it's going to be hurtful. Or it's hurtful now because neither one knows what's going on. Because there's no communications. There is absolutely no communications. And the only action that I truly see is the Knight of Wands impulsively rushing in. Okay. All right, Leo. That's what I have for you. I want to put that in the screen real quick. Plug it in the... Yeah. Sacred union. Doesn't necessarily say soulmate. It just says that it's sacred. Maybe there's an incompletion of stuff. But the wheel is turning. Anyway, Leo, that's what I have for you. Until next time, namaste.